All right, let's get this thing cracking.
The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight. The new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, founder of New Black Wall Street, and we're back with our New Black Wall Street, the Money and Power Talk Show. That's right, the Money and Power Talk Show. So this morning, we're going to be looking at what's going on in the market as we head into Thursday, April 6, 2017. Of course, it's called Money and Power because there's a couple of things that I believe that we should talk more about as Black America that we have been taught not to. Number one, that's money. What is money? Well, that's going to be economics. That's what something I like to call cash flow. And then we got power. That's going to be considered politics. That's what I like to consider cash rules. So everybody put in the comments below cash flow and cash rules. So here's the deal about cash flow, man. The reality is this, that cash should always be flowing in and out of your life. It's like a river, or like what many of us like to call a stream of income. So that's going to be the river moving down into the lake or whatever the case may be. But then you also have these restrictions of the river or the banks of the river, and that's going to be your cash rules. That's going to be how the money is actually legislated on how it can and should move. So you got cash flow and you got cash rules. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So hopefully you are ready to rock and roll as we move into Thursday, April 6th. Now, today's episode is sponsored to you by the Atlanta Black Business Network. The Atlanta Black Business Network. This is a Black business network in Atlanta, obviously, and they actually are sponsoring the show today. They actually have a special membership available to you now for only $10. Now, a little bit about the Black Business Network, or the Atlanta Black Business Network. Their vision is to educate Black business owners, students, and the community on the importance of community sustainability through business ownership, bringing awareness and uniformity to the African-American community in Atlanta through the use of social media and other strategic outlets. As our organization grows, we welcome individuals, entrepreneurs, established companies, venture capitalists, nonprofits, and other professionals who want to network, who want to learn, who want to grow professionally and affect change in the community. So you have the opportunity to become a part of the Atlanta Black Business Network. It's only $10, gives you access. Everybody put in the comments below, access. Gives you access to about 20,000 members, allowing for you to show your stuff and put your stuff in front of more eyes, make more connections. And ultimately, at the end of the day, what it's really about is strategic partnerships, because at the end of the day, guys, teamwork makes the dream work. That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work. And Bill Gates says this, that if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far in business, you go together. So if you've been operating as an entrepreneur all by yourself, you need to figure out what it's going to take for you to do something about yourself to join a team. You got an opportunity to do that for only $10 with the Atlanta Black Business Network. I'm telling you, you better get in before the price goes up, before the membership dues go up, whatever the case may be. Now, in case you're wondering, well, where can you find out more information? We're going to put that down here below. Their website is www.atlantablackbusinessnetwork.org. www.atlantablackbusiness.org. Now, as it relates to what we got going on today, obviously we want a featured product today. The featured product today is going to be the new financial literacy book of the month for Black folk. It is going to be Wealth is a Mindset. Wealth is a Mindset. This is by author Shina Key. And with Wealth is a Mindset, Shina Key shares a collection of relatable financial awareness topics, along with the tips and tricks to help encourage you to think big when it comes to getting big results while building your empire. These are the keys to your financial success. So you want to get this book as we start this book next Monday in our financial book club. So you want to get this book, Wealth is a Mindset by Ms. Shina Key. And the way that you can get that, obviously, I've also got what I've got here for you guys is I've got signed copies. Okay. So we're going to distribute this book, allow for you to get this and join along with us on the financial book club. If you want to get this book, all you got to do is text the word. I didn't put this in there. I don't know why. Text the word wealth to 678-851-2400. That's right. Text the word wealth to 678-851-2400. And we'll get this book out to you ASAP Rocky. That's right. ASAP Rocky. Now, If any event that you're watching this, wherever you're watching this at, say you're on the Atlanta Black Business Network, you're in the Black Wall Street Investors, want to shout out to you on my personal page or New Black Wall Street, where you do have an opportunity to join in with us on this show if you like. If you'd like to be a guest on the show right now, then all you got to do is click on this link that I just provided. You will jump into our lobby, and I can actually bring you up onto the show and broadcast right along with you. I like to talk to people. It's a talk show, but if I need to talk by myself, I will. But you can actually just click on that link. You'll come into our lobby, and you can be on the show live right now. You can actually tell us a little bit about who you are, what you got going on, what positions you're looking at, what you want to sell. I don't care. I want to bring light to what you do because we have to become our own media. We have to become our own advertising. But you got the opportunity to do that as well. Now, ERGJ has one offering available to you. Want to make you aware of that. On this Saturday, we're going to be teaching adults how to buy stock for your kids. That's right. How to buy stock for your kids. So you don't want to miss that. Many people talk about how they want their children to be wealthy and successful, but not many of them are actually doing the work. And here's what I learned, guys, that interest shows up in conversation, but commitment shows up in behavior. I'll repeat that again. Interest shows up in conversation. Commitment shows up in behavior. So what does that look like, guys? Well, people who are interested in showing their kids how to buy stock, you know what they do? They'll like this post. They'll like it there. But the people who are committed to learning how to buy their kids some stock, they go ahead and register. That's the difference. And I'm telling you, as a Black community, we have to get beyond the point of interest. We have to stop being just interested in building wealth. We have to stop being interested in learning about the stock market. We have to stop being interested in it. We must become committed to it and go do something about it. Well, you got the opportunity to teach your children how to buy stock by simply clicking on this link and registering for the class online this Saturday. If you have a previous commitment, register anyway, because you'll get the replay and you go out and get your kids started early. What we learn late. You want to put compound interest in their favor as soon as possible, and you can do that by learning how to buy stock, learning how to invest for your children. Now, in case you don't know, Warren Buffett, who is now the third, he used to be the second, now he's the third richest man in the world. He started investing when he was 11 years old. And my question to you is, why not your kids? That's right. Well, guys, we're going to hop right into what we need to talk about today. Got a lot of news we got to share, and I hope you guys are ready. You're ready to learn what you need to know as we move into the market on April 6th, 2017. So let's quickly do a quick market recap and see what happened yesterday, see what we missed. Now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 41 points. The NASDAQ was down 34 points, and SP 500 was down 7 points. Not that big of a miss, but still down nonetheless. Under Armour jumped back up, had a 3% rise yesterday. Tesla was down 3%. Netflix, Target, and JP Morgan were all down 1%. Now, not really many big movers on the day. Staples is still has some upward movement. 2 days ago, they were up 9%. Yesterday was up 2%. So something must be going on with Staples that I might want to look at, but I don't like Staples, so I'm not going to look. But anyway, if somebody's into this retail section, something's going on over at Staples. Chesapeake Energy was down 3%. That's an energy company down as well. We had Bed Bath & Beyond down by 3%. Those are some of your notables. Now, here's your key indicators that you need to be aware of. Oil is now trading at $51.17 per barrel. That's up over the past week from $49. So this oil is starting to trickle right back on up as we expected it to do so. Gold is trading at $12.55 per ounce, and silver is at $18.24 per ounce. Now, I think you need to know as far as what the emotion of the market is. The emotion of the market is it's two emotions that drive the market. That's going to be fear and greed. Everybody put in the comments below fear and greed. So you got fear and you got greed. So when the market is fearful, that means that investors are selling their positions, which means that the bears are in control of the market, which means stuff gets cheaper. Okay, just at the end of the day, stuff gets cheaper. When the market is greedy, that's when the bulls are controlling the market and stuff gets more expensive. Now, I am a Warren Buffett type of investor. You have to figure out what type of investor you're going to be, which champions you're going to follow, what strategy you're going to learn. I know we got Forex traders. I know we got options traders. I know we got day traders. I'm just sharing with you what I am. And so I follow the school of thought that I want to buy low and sell high. That's just how I operate. So I'm always in the market when the market is fearful or when a sector is fearful. That, because to me, that says that that sector or the market itself is on sale. And I like to buy my stuff on sale. Now, you got to decide how you're going to invest, how you're going to approach the market. That's on you. I'm just sharing with you some things that work for me, and this is how I operate. You don't have to follow me, but hey, you can still learn a few things watching this show. All right. So the market itself is currently at a 43 for its volatility index, which means that we are in fear mode right now. That means we've come down since yesterday. I think it was at a 46 in the neutral zone. Now we're into the fear zone. Still, we're still really close to neutral at the end of the day, but we'll see what happens today or actually towards the end of the week or the rest of the week. See if what's going on with Trump, what's going on with Syria, what's going on in the world is going to cause more fear, right? Which means that price is going to get even less expensive and money is going to be moved to other positions, probably defensive positions, companies that, I think we're getting ready for war at the end of the day, guys. I think we are getting ready for war, so you better get ready, get ready. Now, as far as our sector performance over the past 3 months, here's what's been hot and here's what's not been hot. So what's been hot are going to be the things that's probably more expensive, right? So what's been hot over the past 3 months as far as the sector is concerned, electronic technology at 12%, technology services at 9%. Consumer durables came down to 6%. So they had a terrible time over the past 2 days because they were up at 10% 2 days ago. Now, what's not been hot? This is where I like to be. I like to be in a not hot section. I like to be where no one else wants to be. Why? Because Warren Buffett says this. If you want to be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. So I'm over in the fear zone. I'm being greedy in the fear zone where everybody else is fearful. So you got places like Energy Minerals, which is down 8% over the past 3 months. Energy Minerals is going to be companies that have energy, like Chesapeake Energy, oil companies, things like that. So coal companies, things like that, and Energy Minerals. Then you also have communications, which is down 4% over the past 3 months. Another area of fear is going to be companies like Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, actually in the communications field. So that's for a market recap. That's what we need to know as we look at what happened yesterday. But now we need to look at what we need to know today. All right, so let's take a look at what we need to know today. Hopefully you guys are ready. No one's typing in the comments. Something must be wrong with my comment. Anyway, here's the pre-market info that you need to know as we head into the market today. All right, so Trump's going to meet the Chinese president. It's wild, Mexican beer. Okay, so Trump was a vocal critic of China during his election campaign. He has continued to attack the world's second biggest economy since his inauguration. He predicted tough talks at the two-day summit at Mar-a-Lago. China could be a major partner or a big obstacle to Trump's goals of revamping U.S. trade and restraining the belligerent regime in North Korea. So he's going to be meeting with the Chinese president today or probably on Thursday, which is today. And the Chinese president's name is Xi Jinping. All right, U.S. stocks went on a wild roller coaster ride Thursday. The Dow soared almost 200 points or 1% after strong private sector jobs data, but markets plunged back down after minutes from the Federal Reserve showed that some members of the central bank felt stocks were quite high. I feel like they are too. Minutes from the March meeting also revealed that the Fed is planning to start slashing the central bank's massive balance sheet later this year, tightening monetary policy. The Dow Jones closed down 0.2%, while the NASDAQ was down 0.6% and the S&P 500 was down 0.3%. As far as the global market overview, this is good information for those that are in stock and foreign exchange. U.S. stock futures were lower earlier on Thursday. European markets opened lower Thursday following a negative session in Asia. Gold gained 0.7% overnight as investors fled to safety. So when there's fear in the market, money just moves. It doesn't leave. So it moves, and it moves to places like gold, like silver, places that they feel are very safe investments, but may not necessarily be growth investments. So you got to understand that money flows, it moves. These bigger time investors, they don't go into a cash position. They just move to another place where they can still continue to make their money work for them. Bed Bath & Beyond was up pre-market Thursday after the company reported stronger than expected results. United Rentals was down after announcing it completed the previously announced $965 million takeover of NES Rental Holdings II. As far as earnings and the economics is concerned, Constellation Brands, the distributor of Corona, Modelo, and other beer brands, will post earnings before the open. Keep my eyes on that. Look for signs that the largest imported beer company in the United States is concerned about Trump's aggressive stance towards Mexico or proposals of the border adjustment tax. So Corona, the distributors of Corona, Modelo obviously come from Mexico. Trump has something against Mexico, trying to build the wall. So this border adjustment tax could have a big impact on this importer into the United States or an exporter from Mexico into the United States. CarMax and Fred's plan to release earnings before the open, while WD-40 is set to release earnings after the close. The Department of Labor plans to release its initial claims report on April 1st at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and the European Central Bank will release its March minutes later Thursday. Speaking ahead of the release, the bank's president, Mario Draghi, said he thinks the bank's current policy is working. We'll see about that. And so, again, you got a couple of companies that are going to be reporting before the earnings: Costello Brands, which is your Mexican beer, CarMax and Fred's. And then after the bell, you're going to have WD-40. You're going to have WD-40. Now we're going to start talking about some news that you can use. I found quite a few things that's going to be very interesting for you. But let me just recap, let you know who's sponsoring the show today. Again, it's going to be the Atlanta Black Business Network. They are a network of over 20,000 strong in Atlanta. So if you're looking for a network to connect with, get your more eyes on your stuff. It's just a $10 membership. Just go to www.atlantablackbusinessnetwork.org in order to get your membership. If you are in the Atlanta area, get your membership today so you can actually practice what you preach, which is group economics at the end of the day. Now, let's talk about news that you can use. News that you can use in the market. It's so much, guys. I hope you guys are ready. You're taking notes. So the first thing is that I found that more than 8,000 Uber and Lyft drivers failed Massachusetts background check. So it looks like in November, the ride-sharing companies agreed to let the state run its own background checks as and part of a deal that will let Lyft and Uber driver service Logan Airport. More than 70,000 drivers applied for the checks. The results of the state's first screening was announced on Wednesday. More than 10% of the applicants did not pass. So basically, at the end of the day, in Massachusetts, of all these ride-sharing people who do Uber and Lyft, a lot of them can't pass, not a lot of them, 10% of them can't pass background checks. So be very, very careful, right? More than 1,500 drivers were rejected for a violent crime charge. Other reasons for denial include various driving offenses, felony convictions, and sex abuse and exploitation. The state also identified 51 sex offenders. This is in one state where you have over 70,000 drivers who applied to be able to drive at Logan Airport for Uber and Lyft. 10% of them did not pass the background checks. So I don't know if Uber and Lyft does background checks for their drivers. So you might just want to be a little bit, make sure you got your mace. You know what I mean? When you start taking these ride sharing, make sure you got your protection with you, because I don't know if they got to do background checks in order to become a driver for Uber or Lyft. So that's just something I want to make sure that you guys were aware of, because that's what's going on in the news. Now, also, a couple of things that you want to be aware of as well is that 10 states that are expected to feel the brunt of the proposed border tax. So 7 U.S. Republican states carried by President Donald Trump will be among the hardest hit if the Republican-backed border adjustment tax becomes a law as part of the broad tax reform, according to this report. The 15-page document released on Thursday by Koch-backed Freedom Partners and Americans for Prosperity warned that border adjustment proposed 20% import tax would harm all 50 states, but identified 10 states that would suffer the most because of their dependence on imports. The report predicts harm to Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. All states won in the 2016 presidential election by Trump. The list of hard-hit states also includes California, New Jersey, and Illinois, which was carried by Hillary Clinton. I'll repeat those states again. These are the states that have been identified that could suffer the most because of this proposed 20% border tax or import tax by President Trump. There would be Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, California, New Jersey, and Illinois. So although all 50 states are projected to be impacted, these 10 states could suffer the most because of their dependence on imports. All right, I thought that was very, 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 very important news that you could use as we move into April 6th. Now, Bezos, Jeff Bezos, who happens to be the second richest man in the world, who is the CEO of Amazon, is selling $1 billion of his Amazon stock a year. 1 billion of his Amazon stock a year. Why? He wants to fund a rocket venture. This guy here, Amazon has no limits. Amazon.com founder Jeff Bezos said on Wednesday he is selling about $1 billion worth of the internet retailer stock annually to fund his Blue Origin rocket company, which aims to launch paying passengers on 11-minute space rides starting next year. Jeff Bezos wants to send you to space. Okay, so he's selling his stock in order to raise capital for his venture, Blue Origin rocket company, and he aims to launch this company to send paying passengers on an 11-minute space ride starting next year. Now, this is taking roller coaster rides to a whole new level. I mean, my God, I don't want to go to space, but if you want to go to space, you might as well support this. I mean, my goodness, who do you want to go to space? I don't want to go to space, but anyway. Blue Origin had hoped to begin its test flights with company pilots and engineers in 2017, but that probably will not happen until next year, Bezos told reporters at the annual U.S. Space Symposium in Colorado Springs. My business model right now for Blue Origin is I sell about $1 billion of Amazon stock a year, and I use it to invest in Blue Origin. This guy here, Amazon, I don't know what to say, but anyway, oh my God, this guy here, he has got a vision like no other. He's the second richest man in the world right now behind Bill Gates, and he is only down by Bill Gates by about $7 billion. He will overtake Bill Gates probably by the end of the year. Bezos is Amazon's largest shareholder with 80.9 million shares. At Wednesday's closing share price of $909.28. Bezos would have to sell 1 million shares to meet his pledge of selling $1 billion worth of Amazon stock. At Bezos' total Amazon's holding represent a 16.95% stake in the company are worth $73.5 billion at Wednesday's closing price. $73.54 billion at Wednesday's closing price. Woo! My goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, he's going to be sending people to space. That's what he wants to do. If you want to take a ride on the Bezos Blue Origin aircraft or spacecraft, my goodness. All right, couple more things, 3 more articles. This one, again, I found a whole bunch of news this morning. Scientists are getting closer to building life from scratch. Scientists are getting closer to building life from scratch, and technology pioneers are taking notice, with record sums moving into a field that could deliver novel drugs, materials, chemicals, and even perfumes. Despite ethical and safety concerns, investors are attracted by synthetic biology's wide market potential and the plummeting cost of DNA synthesis, which is industrialized the writing of the genetic code that determines how organisms function. In other words, what we're talking about here is artificial life, guys. And it's turned into a billion-dollar industry. In other words, creating life from scratch. All right, this is what we're talking about here. I mean, this is some scary stuff. So anyway, while existing biotechnology is already used to make medicines like insulin and genetically modified crops, synthesizing whole genes or genomes gives an opportunity for far more extensive changes. Woo! Matt Cinco, a Silicon Valley venture capitalist whose past investments include Facebook, Uber, and Zynga, believes the emerging industry has passed the epiphany moment needed to prove it can deliver some economic value. This is some scary stuff. Making life, creating life. I'll just let me move on to the next article. That's some scary stuff right there. 7-Eleven operated to buy U.S. stores from Sunco for $3.3 billion. 7-Eleven Holdings on Thursday said it would buy convenience stores and petrol stations from Texas-based Sunco LP for about $3.3 billion as the Japanese retailer closes in on its goal to reach 10,000 North American outlets. So 7-Eleven, as long as they've been around, and they are a Japanese retailer, by the way, they are looking to expand. So they're buying stores, buying petroleum stations in North America as they look to reach 10,000 North American outlets. I don't know by when. So the operator of 7-Eleven chain of convenience stores has been aggressively opening stores in Japan as well as the United States, where it's been acquiring stores from local retailers. So 7-Eleven is expanding. That's a good sign for 7-Eleven. It's a good sign for them. And I got another, this is going to be a little bit hard to explain. I'm going to skip that article. But anyway, just want to bring you some news that you can use as you move into the market today on April 6, 2017. We've talked about, I mean, my God, Jeff Bezos, Amazon is trying to send people to space. Okay, that's what's going on. So today's episode has been sponsored to you by the Atlanta Black Business Network. You can go to www.atlantablackbusinessnetwork.org to sign up for your $10 membership, get access to about 20,000 or so other businesses, entrepreneurs, and things like that. Also been brought to you by our book, our financial literacy book. As you don't know, April is financial literacy month. So we got our financial literacy black book of the month. That's going to be your Wealth is a Mindset. Wealth is a Mindset by Shine the Key. It's going to be $20 for you get this book. You order it through us. We can get this out to you ASAP Rocky. All you got to do is text the word wealth to 678-851-2400 to get your book today. And then also this Saturday, we have our class, How to Buy Stock for Kids. So if you want your kids to start investing early and start on their path towards wealth and riches in this capitalistic society, well, you want to show up for this class here. And all you got to do is just go to the link there, sign and register. As I said before, guys, there's a difference between interest and commitment. A lot of people are interested in learning this stuff, but only a few are committed, and the committed show up in registration. Everything else is just hot air. And we got to start making some moves, black people. We got to start doing something different, learn stuff different. The more that you learn, the more that you can earn. Well, guys, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, founder of New Black Wall Street, here on the Money and Power Talk Show. Hopefully, I'll have some people that will join me on the coming days because we do have open seats available for you to come on the show, show who you are, show your stuff off, and tell it and bring some life and some info onto this show. Anyway, I want to remind you guys of this, that it takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. Have a wonderful or a terrific Thursday. Talk to you soon.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show.